Yo, 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 what's good with your fam? This is your boy. This is your boy. What it is, what it do, and what's good with you, man. You already know this your homie Arson, man. And I'm back, and I want to say, first of all, I just want to personally say thank you to each and every one of you that watched the video the other day. I know yesterday, actually, or if you're seeing this a couple days later, whenever it was that it came out. You'll know when you see it. It's the really long drawn out story that but it's a lot of great value in it. I want to tell you personally, thank you for taking that time out of your day to watch that video. And I was so inspired by the reactions and the comments, and everybody getting to me and telling me how they felt about it, and all of the shares, man. Shout outs to each and every one of y'all, man. I love you. Much love, gratitude, salute to you. You feel me? But I want to do something a little bit different in this one, because I was sitting here reading a book about Martin Luther King, and in the introduction the introduction is actually written by Coretta, and she wrote the introduction, and it's in a essay type format, but it's a small section out of the introduction that I want to read today, and just speak on a little bit. Now, the way that I'm going to use it and the way that Martin Luther King used it is going to be totally different. So, don't confuse the message. Just pay attention and follow where I'm going with this. You feel me? But it says this right here. It says, "I was there when it began, in the winter of 1955. During one of his very first speeches, Martin said this: 'If you will protest courageously, and yet with dignity and Christian love, when the history books are written in future generations, the historians will have to pause and say, there lived a great people, a black people, who injected new meanings and dignity in the veins of civilization.' This is our challenge and our overwhelming responsibility." And man, like, okay, we all know and understand the reason why Martin Luther King said what we all know what his mission was. We all know what his focus was. And this is kind of going to be a runoff from yesterday, but it's going to be a little bit shorter. I'm serious this time. I promise it's going to be shorter. But we all know what his mission was. He was a protester. He stood for equal rights and civil rights and all of that good stuff. But that message could be transferred over into what we're doing today with our music. And the reason why I say that it can be transferred over is because I want to tell you a little bit about how focused I am with my personal goal and what I expect to get out of what I'm doing. And hopefully, hearing my story, you can get inspired, and it'll maybe spark to something inside of you to help you get to where you want to be with your story. But my ultimate goal is everything that I do today is a stone onto my legacy castle at the end of my life. You know what I mean? Like, and I don't get me wrong, I expect to see and reap some benefits before I'm gone. But if I've never seen anything from all the efforts and everything that I'm doing right now, if I leave behind a catalog of what to do's and what not to do's, and the mistakes that I made, and the things that I did right, and how it can be transferred over into different areas of life and different career paths and different genres of music, and for producers, for artists, for anybody involved, even down to promoters and A&Rs, you know what I mean? Like, I want my story to be told in a book of unforgettables. I want my story to be told in a book of people who, as the passage in the introduction that Coretta wrote, historians will have to stop, pause, and say, there was a great man, there was a great people. And that's the people that I help and I work with, you know what I mean? Like, those are the type of people that I want to work with. I want to work with people that want to help not only me, but help the future generations build and grow into something so powerful that they have everything that they need. Um, they have absolutely everything that they need. I did a podcast, and I shared it with a couple people earlier. You know what I mean? Shout out to my dudes. You know what I mean? It's Secret Council. You know what I mean? But I was talking about in there. The differences in opportunity between a rich family and a poor family, and I firmly believe that regardless of it can be kind of confusing because I believe that there is a difference. I believe that the opportunities can be different, growing up in a rich home versus a poor home. But I also believe that whenever it all begins from birth, from that first breath outside of the womb, I believe that each child has the same potential. Maybe not the same opportunities, but the same potential. And if you have the same potential, it's ultimately up to you whether, because even if you have more opportunities than another person, what you have to realize is even if a person can get your foot in the door, if you're not willing to walk in on your own, that opportunity means nothing. It means nothing. It's no good. Now that person that grew up in the poor home may not have had anybody to get their foot in the door, so they just busted the door down. You didn't have to tell them to go in. And that's because they both have the same potential. So don't ever look at yourself and say, because of where you grew up, how you grew up, the things that you did, the mistakes that you made, that's going to be a hindrance from getting you to where you want to be or where you need to be, or whatever level in life you want to be in, because it can't stop you. Only way it can stop you is if you let it stop you. And the only way you can let it stop you is if you let fear take over. And when fear takes over, it is over. I mean, fear is a good thing, fear is a bad thing. But fear is good when it's controlled. Fear is bad when it's uncontrollable. And that's what a lot of people let happen. They let their fear take over. And they lose control of it. And ultimately, it creates so many drastic mistakes. And it becomes a snowball effect. It's like it just continues to build on top of itself. But, getting back to the passage and the message, when it's all said and done, if I could say one thing that I know for sure, is that, hey, the next generation underneath me and the next generation underneath them, regardless of what they're trying to do, especially when it comes to music, because that's going to be where I make my mark, as and as well in other areas, because that's not where I plan on stopping. But the message and the mark that I'm going to leave behind is going to be one that I will leave a almanac almost of different ways and routes that you can go about getting the things that you want. Because I got a real special connection with my music artists, especially my hip hop artists, man, just because of one simple thing. In music, the hip hop artist is that poor child raised in that poor home. It's true. You know what I mean? It's true. Hip hop was not expected to live this long. Hip hop was not expected to still be here, to be on the verge of 50 years, still going strong, and really taking over. But nobody really wants to say that. You know what I mean? Nobody really wants to say that because, But here's the thing that you have to remember now. At one point, every rich home was once poor in that family history. Somebody discovered how to get rich, and they passed that along. So us as hip-hop artists in today's world, us as producers in today's world, us as artists in general, singers, whatever you do, if it's involving music, if it's working at a bank, if it's, whatever it is. You know what I mean? Entrepreneurialism, business owners, everybody. You know, we all have a duty to pass this legacy on, so that the world can stop the struggle, stop the misguided thought processes and patterns, and all of the the hoopla that everybody is implanting in our minds and trying to tell us that it's right. You know what I mean? Like, we gotta stop letting people piss in the wind and tell us it's raining. You know what I mean? Basically, and it's up to us to change that. And that's my mission. That's my goal. That's what I'm going to accomplish. No doubt about that. You know what I mean? And that's what I want you to do. I want you to be a part of that. That's why every artist that I work with, I'm personal producer. I don't care. You can have other producers. That's cool. It don't really matter to me. But if you come to me, you come work with me. I'm not gonna just be the guy that, hey, he's got the beats, yeah, No, I don't want to be that guy. If I can't be the guy that says, yeah, I got the beats, you ain't even gotta use my beats. I can mix it down for you. We can get together and make this thing sound right. You know what I mean? I ain't gotta do none of that. Let me help you out here and show you a couple things about how to brand this, how to play this spin on this. You know what I mean? How you should really attack this thing. I want to be everything. I don't want to be just considered the beat guy, or the engineer. You know what I mean? Like, nah, man. Because I'm way more than that. I know that. You're way more than that. I know that too. Like the commercial says, I didn't know, but now I do know, and now you know. So what are you gonna do about it? You know what I mean? What are you gonna do about it? I hope you're gonna do the same thing that I'm gonna do about it. Grab it by the horns, take it to the ground, make a brand new set of boots out of it. You know what I mean? A whole outfit and a belt to match, and sport it like I own it. You know what I mean? Because it is what it is, baby. It's our time. It's time to take this thing on through. But like I said, I told you I wasn't going to be quite as long. Still didn't make that 10-minute mark. Getting closer, though. Getting closer. 12, 15-ish right now. So, but hey, man, this is your boy Arson. You already know. It's nothing but love, man. I'm here for you if you need me. If you don't know me, you ain't on Facebook with me, get with somebody who is. Or I could just tell you. You know what? I'll just tell you now. LEHRN Arson Robinson. LaRon Arson Robinson on Facebook. You can hit me up. Overstanding Productions page. Go over there, check that thing out. I stay dropping something on there. I'm about to actually start separating it. Like if you want to see beat stuff, it'll be Overstanding. If you just want to know random stuff like that's going on in my life, you can go check me out on my Arson page. And if you want to get like that real business knowledge type thing, you know what I mean, this will be where you can check me out straight here on the personal page, Ron Arson Robinson. And as always, man, much love, respect, salute to you, and I get rich.